morning, good afternoon. How's everybody? Are you still with waste?
Yeah.
Okay, let's venture more. Okay, I think I need to admit something. Well, I'm Rosalina. Okay, at the University Malaya, I'm known as Dr. Alin. Okay, but today I'm wearing the ALCOM hat, so because I'm working with the NGO, we are still new in this, and the presentation is more on the sharing of the experience that we have gone through for the past 2 years. And I have to admit that even though I'm the one who's standing here, it's not that meaning that I'm the best person to talk about TRs. We have so many people who have known about this and has been discussed, and Datin has been like doing this for the past. EPSM is here, Mr. Gurmit Singh is here. He still look the same as I met him years back, Mr. Gurmit. Yes! White hair shows maturity. Okay, so I think, these are not new. I'm pretty sure the 3R is not new. The term has been said and been discussed for many years. It's just that sharing on more on what ARCOM is doing as a new NGO, because we are concentrating on 3Rs, the practices on 3Rs. First of all, I'd like to thank Prof. Farida for inviting ARCOM to stand here with all the people. Okay. So let's share what we have. Okay, this is something that we have known. This is what we are reading through all the newspapers, you know, all the internets, and then we are talking about the water stress, and then we talk about the marine crisis, we talk about global change. It has been discussed for many years, and how this can impact the economy, how it can impact the life of people. Well, it's just like being an academician, we cannot put aside all the facts, you know, so that's why I'm standing here to wear these two hats. Looking at the half of all the rivers are depleted and polluted. Whether we like it or not, this is facts. Okay, and we know that, we're reading news and we know that diseases caused by unsafe water kill 3 million annually. And this is a worrying figure. And we know that by 2025 or earlier than that, 2/3 of the world could live in water-stressed areas. And this is what we're experiencing now. Okay, we know that we are trying to get water from Pahang, interstate issues and things like that. Okay, and we talk about marine crisis. WWF has been doing a lot of activities related to coral reef, whereby we know that 27 of coral reef has been destroyed, and we know that the destroying of this coral reef could further deteriorate. And this is where, in this room, what we want to share is talking about the paradigms. Mr. Gurmit has been talking about that, and Dr. From PPS, Dr. Fauzi has been talking about this, and rethinking of how we manage our solid waste issues. If only we know how sick the earth is, and we from the facts that we know that when the population grows, the number of waste that we contribute is always growing, and is talking about more than 21,000 tons. I think Dr. Fauzi has been generated daily in Malaysia. So it was like the number is escalating, and yet we know that. Each of us, as what Dr. Fauzi mentioned earlier, will contribute waste about 0.85 to 1.5 kilogram per day per person. Okay? And at the same time, we know that out of that waste, we know that the composition of the 70% of the waste is organic, and we know that part of the waste is paper, part of the waste is plastics, and the rest. Okay? Meaning that there is a potential of reducing the waste. Okay, so this is what our concern. I think this goes back to our behavior, Dr. John. So this is the knowledge that we know, but what is our action? Okay, this is everyday life. Whether we like it or not, this is what we're experiencing. This is what the photos taken in Malaysia during my site visits, because my background is on solid waste. Okay, we do go around looking on the quality or assessment of the waste, and we know that urban environmental problem have rise. From day by day, and we know that, okay, Waste has contributed environmental problem, local as well as global. You talk about one person generating a waste and how after a while it can contribute to the impact to the environment as a whole. And we know that most environmental problems, whether we like it or not, when we trace back directly or indirectly, it goes back to waste generation. So it goes back to the individual, it goes back to us. And this is how it started. Okay, we also understand the scale of urban solid waste management problems from the micro to the macro. This is how it contributes. From a small generation, it goes into the community, it goes into the urban area, and it goes to the national global. So this is back to our behavior, as what our chairperson was mentioned just now. Okay, how this has an impact to the global. Okay, this is the scenario. Anybody have been visiting landfill before? Yes. Can I have some hands here? Maybe 1/3 of the members in the group has been to landfill. This is where finally our waste goes to. Okay, and this is how it looks like. But I think, Dr. Fazil, I don't know whether you like to see it, this slide or not, because I think now we are changing, looking into more the sanitary. But this is I just looking at the worst scenario case. This is what we have been the look of the landfill that we have. This is not far from us, the landfill. Dr. Fauzi tahu ke kat mana ni? So kita dua je lah tahu. It's only 2 of us know which landfill we cannot disclose. Okay, and this is the facts. It's good if the NGOs, just like RCOM, if we're doing our role to educate public in a way that we are looking at the end of the problem. If let's say we know the end of the problem, then we goes back and try to tackle the issues of the sources. That's why we keep on, when we do programs with schools and also with community, we keep on highlighting the issues and we keep on looking at did you know this thing? Did you know the facts? If bottles and glasses can take up to 1 million years to decompose. Just like the photos that I've seen earlier, that landfill has been like for more than 10 years and you can just see the layers of plastic is still there. So this is the issues that we want to highlight. And we're looking into the aluminum cans and even diapers. When we conduct a study, last year I think, we find out that diapers contribute a lot in our waste composition. It doesn't matter whether you come from urban area or you come from rural area, diapers is still being used from every household, Maybe you have to go back on wearing the napkins. I'm not sure about that. Okay? And paper, we talk about paper taken between 1 to 5 months. So still, the biodegradation takes months to degrade. So this is what we have been talking. It's nothing new. But what I'm standing here is to share that what RCOM is doing with schools and also communities. We talk about reduce, we talk about reuse, and we talk about recycle. And it's a very simple word. We can say that. We can just say that. Okay, it's just reduce. Just like Mr. Gumi was saying, reduce and reuse. It's just like you have to be like less waste to get rid. You have to decrease unnecessary and wasteful purchases. Just as simple as that. Back to our behavior. Okay, and this is where you can ultimately decrease the volume of waste and you decrease the pollutants. And this is also the activity that we did with public, where we do the reduce activities. We have like craft activities when we have like participatory from community. Because the understanding and try to highlight to public that we have to use the same item more than once. You try to refunction the waste. You try to donate the waste. You try to upcycle the waste. So these are the roles that are being played by householders. These are all householders. They are just normal people, which everybody can contribute, and this is how we believe that this can reduce to waste. And of course, finally recycling, because recycling is just like a household terms, so that's why we need to highlight here. Where this is a lady standing next to 3 bins. Okay, this is in Japan. Okay, I don't know whether you don't focus on this person, focus on the bins. what I'm just to highlight here is the transparent, because in Japan, what they want to make sure that people put in the correct waste in the bin, so that's why they make it transparent. Okay, not maybe after this PPS, PP saya dengan PP awak boleh try to buat benda ni. It's a simple approach. It is a feasible approach. And this is where RCOM as a NGO, we also not concentrating on our municipal solid waste, we are looking also on the e-waste. Thank you to our collaborator here from SCT, whereby when we collect waste, e-waste from the community, we transport to the SCT, and then they will reduce, recycle all the waste. And in fact, we extend our recycling mode to donate the rebuild of this ICT to non-government schools. Just like what we have in Rawang last year, we donate to sekolah tahfiz because they are non-government support schools. Okay, this is also another fact which I think you know.
Needs to be attended to seriously and honestly. I believe that we can only succeed in bringing about change in people if there is good, knowledgeable leadership, good infrastructure, and if psychological feudalism is uprooted. What we are called, when we are called to the other world, there is no escaping from it. We would at least be remembered, believe it or not, even by our enemies, as they would say, good God, these women really tried. Now, let us all use our voices loudly and clearly whenever we can, or if you are soft-spoken, whisper in the ears of our friends, peace, conscience, and reasons for a better physical environment. Thank you.